Yet still we make our foolish choices, drowning out our children's voices, unconcerned that they are crying while the earth and air are dying. For we are quick to sacrifice their future for a paltry price, for nothing ever could suffice a parasite in paradise. We are an idiot savant. We've a grand intellect to flaunt, but only just the smallest ration of deep wisdom and compassion. And there is really nothing smart about a brain without a heart, although it seems to be the ultimate seduction, because it grants us unchecked power, but just to bring our darkest hour, as it endows us with a genius for destruction. It has brought us to this precipice. Below us looms a deep abyss, in which our dreams may all get smashed, our children's legacy be dashed. And yet we have no other course unless we recognize our source, because the ego thinks it's greater than its own divine creator. And if ego wins, then Geo spins into a grim oblivion, and no one knows how deep it goes, or if we will return again. It rarely comes to our attention that this is just a dream dimension, but we wake now, or no doubt lingers. The life stream will slip through our fingers.
That was beautiful.
Thank
beautiful.
you.
I've often pondered that ego, translated in the Latin as I am, but actually ego is referring to exactly the opposite, because it's referring to the part of us that says I am not. It's the part of us that's declaring separation from our source, whereas I am is participating in the grand I am of everything. And it's almost as if the very word itself plays a trick.
The word ego?
Yeah.
It does. You just spin it around and you have geo. We're meant to go from egocentric to geocentric.
Yeah. And, I've referenced him a few times, but, again, my teacher, Rabbi Gaffney, he talks about the evolution of man from Homo sapiens, the thinking man, of mental, the mental deification of what our potential is, to Homo Amor, which is,
beautiful.
The man of the heart, the man of love. And I say man in the mankind sense of the word, obviously.
Yes, I know. I love how that microphone is connecting your heart chakra right to your throat and your mouth.
Yeah.
Wow, you are such a truth teller.
I do my best to clear my way of all the truth. And, sometimes the words do get in the way. And I think I recognized early, I've always been a poet myself and been writing poems. And, one of the first poems, I can't remember it exactly, but it was basically expressing that truth or not, words are not the craft of the poet, they're the obstacle. They clumsily get in the way of the reality that we're really speaking about, right? Like they're a clumsy obstacle that we use, and we use them in the best way that we possibly can, but they'll only ever approximate that which we're really called to.
So what occurs to me is I've liked the phrase articulating the ineffable, finding words for which there are no words. And I would imagine that as you continue to elevate your consciousness and have experiences, that words will occur to you from whatever source for that, how to describe that. So that brings me back to that word I have talked about, that I invented, if you could call it that. I cemented it together as a word for the most exquisite sensation of intercourse with perfect strangers in ways that there is a conception of a new life, of the mind, of the heart, of experience. Something takes place through an interchange like that. And the pleasure principle is what motivates us. And the more we are clearing the debris away of all the conditioning we experience, the more we sensitize the instrument for sweeter and finer forms of pleasure. So my word for the ultimate pleasure is meta, transsensuous, supersexual parahedonism. And the tagline is accept nothing less. So all those words, meta, trans, supra, it's all about above, 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 above. So hedonism, pleasure, that is at such an elevated level that, oh my gosh, the trees are growing all around you. The harmony of your walk through the forest is a symphony for the trees as they are for you.
Mm. It's just hearing you speak, it's very much in the lineage of the erotic mystics of many lineages and many times, from the Kabbalist mystics to the Sufi mystics, the way that Rumi talked about the great beloved all around him in every way, the whipping winds at his silks and the sweet wine and he was making love to all of life. The erotic was not reduced to the sexual, it was expressed in every single thing, every context and in every way. And I think reawakening this impulse to live erotically is essential for us to actually have a world that we want to save, protect, fight for, live for, and without that, I mean, if we are actually in hell, who cares? Let it go, let it die. Like whoever wants to save hell, that needs to be transformed. So until we get to a place where we can step inside the pleasure of this erotic life that we have literally at our fingertips by the pleasure that can transmit through our skin and our eyes and our ears and our hearts and every aspect, then we're not going to really understand what we're even doing. What are we even fighting for?
Yeah,
so
because we're fighting for feelings.
Right.
And fighting over feelings.
Yeah. And it's all, and again, we're pretending that there's scarcity when we're really living in an abundance of ecstasy.
Yes.
And we just have to find the keys to open the doors, and using the right words and the right intentions, the right feelings, the right tools. Of course, for me, plant medicine has been a big part of that tool. Relationship is another beautiful tool. All of these are just tools to get us through that portal, get us through that gate where we're living so alive and so erotically with all of life that it causes people to defect from that world that you're talking about, because they're looking over and they're saying, wow, that looks great over there. Maybe let's try that way. And of course, some people will attack that world because it challenges them and they don't think they can get there. And if you don't think you can get there, maybe you should destroy that thing so you don't have the anguish of not being where you would like to really be. And I think that's where you see so much, attack on those people who, myself included, who are trying to say, like, welcome to heaven, population, everyone. Like, we're here.
Oh, okay. So you have brought up two poems. Did I cut you off too short?
No, perfect timing.
Thank you. Ipsissima verba is a Latin term for the very word. And I just want to preface it by saying the sun in the sky and the sun of our child. I believe that we need to swap the vowels. The sun in the sky needs the big round O to represent its fullness. The sun that is your child can have the U, which is like he's part of you, and is the chalice. So I think that's all I need to say, because I'm going to start off with those two words.